Hello everyone, it's seekingjess and I hope you're doing amazing. I'm here today with another facts video, I would say. As you guys know, my channel is a lot based around veganism and, diet and nutrition and a little bit of fitness as well. As you know, nutrition is a passion of mine. I'm studying vegan nutrition at the moment and I really like to, just talk about also facts and just have a look at diets from all around the world to understand what is good for us, what's less good for us, and maybe what is considered a healthier diet than other diets. The term healthy is also something that is kind of, hard to use. There's a reason why, because actually, with time, it's still very hard for us and people in general to say, okay, this diet is healthy and this diet is less healthy. Of course, I'm following a plant-based / vegan diet because I consider it as the healthiest diet for me and I feel the best eating it. But there are also other people that can say, okay, you know what? My diet is mostly plant-based, but I do consume a few meat and fish and egg products here and there. So, it's up to everyone to understand what is healthiest for them and also understand, how our body works. Because when we have a look at how our population was living in the past and how we are living now and, the link between diseases, longevity, and all of that stuff, we can see that the diet has actually quite changed a lot. And also when it comes to comparing it on the world map, diets in other countries have also been very different from, for example, other regions. So that's why in this video I would like to speak about one population that has kind of caught my eye, because I think it's very interesting to know that there is a population out there that, has lived a long life, and people have lived 100 years or longer, and it's considered to be one of the, places with the highest number of those kind of people that have lived so long. And it's nice to see, or nice to have a look at why is it the case that these people could live that long. And I'm speaking about Okinawa, which is in the south of Japan. Maybe you have heard about it before, maybe not. I haven't before I started, my nutrition journey, I would say. But I think it's super interesting because maybe we can see a link between their nutrition and why they lived for so long, and also the diseases, if there have been any, for example. So the diet in Okinawa is mostly plant-based, and a big part of the diet is made out of sweet potatoes. But just to get a little bit of background and understanding. So as I mentioned before, there's a big amount of people that are 100 years or older. So in comparison, there is 50 people to 100,000 people that are 100 years and older. When we compare it, for example, to Germany, it's only 17 per 100,000 people. So you can see there's quite a big difference. So in 2000, women could live up to 86 years and men to 78 years. When looking at diseases like cancer, like breast cancer, prostata cancer, or coronary heart diseases, the numbers are pretty low. Actually, when it comes to cancer, it's 40% less than in the US and 80% less when it comes to coronary heart diseases than in the US. Dementia is also very low, and they're known to work out a lot and be very active. And of course, it can be debated if that's what you say, that they have very good genes. They're very lucky to, be genetically lucky, I guess, to live that long. But in order to understand maybe why they live that long, we could have a look at the diet. So traditionally, they're known to live like this calorie restriction diet, which means that they only eat until they're 80% full. So there's no way of overeating. In addition to that, they also think that food is seen as a medicine. So they do not, stuff themselves, but everything that they put in their body is very conscious, and they know that the food that they put into their body has effects on them. So the combination of the very high amount of antioxidants that they consume with the calorie restriction that they live, there is a very low rate of free radicals in their blood, which is very good, of course. But it's important to understand that the population in Okinawa does not, restrict themselves, that they're hungry all the time. It's just that they eat a lot of food with a low energy density. They also do not consume a lot of sugar or fat, and actually the protein intake is also very low. So most of the protein comes from soya products such as miso soups or tofu. There's a lot of research which show that soya products can decrease the risk of cancer or cardiovascular diseases. They also eat a lot of vitamin C, vitamin E, folate, and vitamin B6. They do not consume a lot of vitamin D that way, but because they live at a subtropical climate, they have a lot of sunlight, which, their body synthesizes into vitamin D. Also, the water that they drink is very, very rich in calcium. They also consume a lot of kalium, but their sodium intake is comparably low. And when it comes to saturated fats, it's also very low. So they do consume a lot of complex carbohydrates, which is very good because usually complex carbohydrates have a low glycemic index. And that is important because if you eat complex carbs, your blood sugar will not rise. In comparison to refined carbs or simple carbs, when you eat, for example, white bread or white pasta or any other type of sugar, your blood sugar levels can rise immensely. So it's very important to substitute those kind of carbs with complex carbs. And as I already mentioned, they do consume a lot of sweet potatoes and also other types of vegetables which are orange. So basically almost 60% of their energy is consumed through vegetables. They also consume a lot of herbs. And when it comes to meat consumption, they reduce it to only once a month. And mainly what they eat then is pork. So, if there's any kind of festivity going on, that's when they consume meat. They do consume a moderate amount of tea and sometimes alcohol, but very, very limited. They have a lot of spices and also a lot of curcuma, which they put into their food. They do not consume a lot of fish. They do consume fish, but not that much. They also do not consume like pasta or oils or milk products. So as I mentioned before, their food is very low in energy, but very, very high in the nutritional value. So when it comes to those kind of foods, they can consume a lot. I mean, vegetables, they have very low calories. So you can eat a lot of those calories, but still get a lot of great nutrients. So that is basically how their diet is built up. And because of the calorie restriction that they live by, the older generation is not overweight and can live longer. So these are all facts that have all been measured actually before the 1960s. Now, since the 1960s, a lot of things have changed in Japan or on the world in general. Actually, people are starting to really gain weight over there in Okinawa. And also, people do not live that long anymore. They do not work out that much and they consume a lot of meat, fish, white rice, and bread. There's a big possibility, of course, that people used to live that long because of their genes. But if you have a look at how the diet has shifted, and you can see literally how it used to be, how healthy the people have been, healthy again, how, healthy in terms of they lived longer, there have been almost no diseases. You can see now the shift of the stuff that they consume instead, with a lot of meat and fish and products that usually they would have not consumed previously. And you can see it that people are gaining more weight, are not living that long anymore. So I believe it's very important to have a look at the types of food that people around the world have consumed or are consuming, and also see a link between diseases, longevity, and all of that stuff. I don't want to talk too much about forcing my opinion about a diet on anyone. I think it's up to everyone to choose what they want to eat and how they think is the best way to eat for them. But I think it's very important to be open-minded and try many different things and see, okay, what's best for me and what makes me feel the best. Also, because when you look at our Western world or our Western society, we can see that there's a huge link between the food that we consume and diseases. I mean, it's been just, getting worse, especially with all the sugary and fatty products that people consume. So it's always, always good to think twice before we put anything into our body, because food is energy, food is, maybe medicine even. That's how the population of Okinawa was seeing food as. And I think it's a good, way of looking at it, looking at food as medicine. And that's basically it. Let me know if you liked the video, if you would like to see more of those kind of videos. Again, thank you so much for watching it. If you liked the video, I would be super happy if you would give me a thumbs up. Also, I have an Instagram account where I post a lot of vegan facts or general facts about nutrition and health and any kind of, you know, food products. So I would love to connect with you on there, and I hope to see you in my next video. Bye bye.